Hello everyone and welcome back to Resident Evil Deep Dive, where I'm consuming as much Resident Evil content as I can within the month of October. We're looking at our first spin-off today, Resident Evil Outbreak. Let's get started. First off and biggest, the intro cutscene and credits to this game is one of the best openings I've ever seen. The clever scene transitions between shots were so cool, and seeing the whole start of the outbreak from the perspective of a rat was also kinda cool, since Nemesis becomes this really big looming threat, even more so than he would have been to just a human. The scene where the rats start to eat the dead soldier right at the end just caps this off perfectly, gets you straight to the mood to play a horror game. I was surprised at the setup for this game. Like, yeah, I understand this is a spin-off and all, but I was really not expecting how drastically different it would be. First thing that becomes obvious is the fact that there's so many characters to choose from. Usually there's like 2 at most, so it was shocking to see so many options. I also liked how they had different stats and abilities, which would make replaying with another character all the better if I were to do so. I also liked that the other characters were a part of the scenario around you, so you can't really miss out because you still get to see the others in action. Beyond characters though, I was equally surprised that instead of it being one fluid adventure like the other games are, this game was set up in scenarios, which honestly I think was a really cool way to arrange the game and was a refreshing new style of doing things. I was also super happy to see that the tank controls were non-existent. I know all of the modern and remastered games got rid of them, but since I was playing the original version of the game on PS2, I was anticipating going back to tank controls. But I was very pleasantly surprised that it was gone. Somewhat related to the controls, I really didn't like the companions. Like, on a basic level, they were a cool concept. I liked that you could share items between each other, but just like any partner AI in most games, they are constantly in your way and make it incredibly hard to get around the rather tight environment, especially when there's a zombie to get around. Then you can completely forget about it. Story-wise, I really liked the idea of starting out with a more street-level view of all of it. So far, we've really only played as cops or special agents, so it was refreshing to start playing as an average waitress at a local bar. It was just a nice change of pace that we were just an average person having to deal with the oncoming apocalypse. A minor problem I did have was how long the load times were. I don't know if it was just my PS2 or my copy of the game, but every door I entered was at least 10 seconds loading time. Which doesn't sound too bad until you're a good chunk into the scenario and you end up hearing a couple minutes worth of that heartbeat sound effect that plays every single time it loads. I was unfortunately unable to experience the multiplayer, but I would assume that it's a lot of fun and solves my AI partner problem. I hear that the multiplayer was one of the favorites of the people that played this at the time that it came out, so I'm sad I couldn't experience it. Overall, this was a great change of pace to a lot of the other games I've been playing so far. I really liked this different look into Resident Evil, and I wish I could have found a cheap copy of File 2 soon enough. But, enjoying my time here, I'm definitely going to seek it out in the future, because now I want to play it. I'm super curious. What did you think of Resident Evil Outbreak? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.